And I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you on behalf of Konrad Adenauer Foundation. I would like to especially welcome our two guest speakers today, Jess Oosthuizen, maybe you just want to get up, and also Sibu Mpanza, who is a YouTuber. I didn't even know that you get this professional name, so he's a YouTuber. And I also would like to thank our partners of this event, the School for Public Leadership and the Center for Constitutional Rights. We're very grateful that we have such excellent partners with whom we often organize breakfast events that deal with socio-economic topics. And it's now the second time that we organize an event that is focused on youth and that invites actually young people like you. And I'm really positively surprised that you all came on a Saturday morning. Also, thank you very much for coming on a Saturday. I'm sure you have also other things to do, but I'm happy to see you here, and also your teacher, so thanks to all of you for coming. Today the topic is the digital age and social media, and I think we all have a cell phone. Who hasn't got a cell phone? Oh, okay, we have one person not having a cell phone, but otherwise all of us have cell phones and we use it on a daily basis, and it has changed the way we communicate, we gather information, and how we form our opinions. Actually, cell phones and social media have really had a huge impact on our lives, and sometimes in a good way, but also sometimes in a more negative way. And what comes to my mind is when I Googled a little bit about cell phone use, I read the story of a 16-year-old girl in Hamburg in 2011, and she wanted to invite some guests for her birthday party, and she actually sent out the invitation via Facebook. But she thought she only invited some close friends, but by accident she invited the general public. So on the evening of the party, 1,600 people rocked up at her parents' place, and the police had to come to manage the situation. So sometimes, media use is something we have to think about, and we have to use it wisely, and we have to actually familiarize ourselves how to use it in a positive way. The other example of the impact of social media is more serious, and it has like a huge political impact because when you think of the Arab Spring in 2011 that started in Tunisia, and it was like a wave of revolutions across African countries, researchers found out that without the use of social media, this speed of the revolution, from one country to the other, wouldn't have taken place. It would have not been possible for protesters and demonstrators to come to places so quickly and to exchange information so quickly. So it has really also a huge political impact, social media. The Konrad Adenauer Foundation, I just would like to say a few words about our organization, because some of you might not know us. We are a German political foundation. We are affiliated to the Christian Democrats, that's a political party in Germany. Angela Merkel is the Chancellor of Germany, and she's a member of the CDU, Christian Democrats. And our main objective of our foundation is to promote democracy, good governance, and the rule of law. And we do that worldwide in over 150 countries through political education, training, workshops, conferences, and summits like this one today. So without further ado, I wish you all a fruitful discussion, and I'm looking forward to our two presenters. And I hope you use also the opportunity to engage a little bit across schools. I think that's also quite important at these kind of events, and enjoy the morning.
Okay, hello guys. Is it on?
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm going to share with you my research, my master's research, which was on understanding the relationship that young people have with their cell phones.
Driving the defined stuff under his car. Like, who knows how long he was driving? and I saw it pull out of the parking lot and turn right, and the box is still stuck under his car. So who knows how long he was driving with that box under his car. I bet he got home, he pulled into his driveway.
Out in the sky. I'm not, wow. You're like, it's not.
I don't think it's real. I don't think it's real.
I see the line of cars. I'm wasted. The Empire State Building is like,
so that's you guys. And I ran a study of over 5,500 young people to find out what makes you guys tick. And one of the key questions when I started working on the study in 2008, way back then, was how do young people, how do young South Africans prefer to connect with their friends? And in 2008, the preferred way was face-to-face. When I left in 2013 and we asked you guys, 5,500 young people, the same question, they said it was Mixit or WhatsApp or BBM. So within 5 years, there had been a complete shift of how you guys prefer to relate to each other. And so for me, that prompted me to actually get out of that job and go and do my master's to look exactly at what's happening with the relationship with you guys, that you guys have with this device. Because all of you have one except one of you in the room. And what's important to set up, and what I say when I present to parents and teachers, is I try and help them understand that you guys are a completely different beast than your parents or older brothers and sisters and grandparents are. Okay, so digital immigrants can remember life before a cell phone. Can you guys remember life before a cell phone? Little memory. Is it fading? Okay. And the way digital immigrants work is that their life moved slower. So they had things like billboards, and they would look at a TV ad. Now, the world is moving like this, okay? And when I say to parents, because parents are like, oh, my child's on the phone all the time, I'm like, it's not sedentary activity. You guys are having to move. You can have networks on several different platforms. So it's a completely different beast. The way you relate to the world is completely different. Okay? And to keep up in the world, it's not just grazing. And I'm not trying to say that your parents are cows. It's just the way they consumed media was different. You guys, if you don't read a text message within 2 minutes, it's social rejection. Okay? So to keep up, and teachers are coming to me and saying, oh my goodness, like we don't know what's happening. Kids are saying they have insomnia. I'm saying, guys, it's not insomnia, it's called my phone is never off at night. Okay? Nomophobia is a real thing. Okay? Nomophobia, get nomophobia when you don't know where your phone is, which hardly ever happens. But what I tell teachers is if you confiscate the cell phone, you don't get young people to concentrate. Because they're like, oh my goodness, when am I going to get my phone back? Or if your parents confiscate your phone, you go, oh my goodness, I can't think. Where is my phone? Right? The media tells us that this is a happy family, all sitting around consuming our phones, laptops in some way. Okay? This little guy is a customer, or considered a customer in the iStore. Okay? This is where it's going. He probably knows how to use the iPhone better than his mom and dad. That's the world we move in. So, as I said, I stepped out of corporate and I really wanted to look at the relationship that young people have with their cell phones. Because I wanted to know what is happening. What is happening that rather than relating face to face, you guys prefer to text each other? Why is that? So what I did is I had a few focus groups and then I had individual interviews. So imagine chatting to me for an hour and a half about the relationship that you have with your cell phone. Okay? And then everyone in my study volunteered to go on a social media detox. And the psychology department was like, what is this, Jess? And I said, just let me tell you. So in some way or form or another, young people volunteered to give up their phone. Whether it was just giving up the Facebook app, just giving up WhatsApp, however it was, they chose in some way to kind of limit how they used their phone. And afterwards, I interviewed the same people again for an hour and a half. And I asked, how did that experience shift how you related to your phone? And so what I'm going to share with you guys, because my experience is that young people have valued sharing what other young people learned from this experience. And please, if you have any questions, please feel free. Like if you have a burning question, please feel free to put up your hand and ask. So one of the big themes I uncovered, because what I'm going to share with you now are the themes, is that texting feels more natural than talking. So young people would rather use this, feel more comfortable using this, than going, yo, what up, to someone's face. Does that make sense? And from a psychological point of view, the more you do something, the more comfortable, the more normal it feels. So the more you text someone, the less likely you are to want to relate to them face to face. And the quotes on the slide here are just a few kind of comments that young people had coming out of those interviews. So checking your cell phone has become a part of being a teenager, of being a youth. It's just become part of you. So what I try and share with parents and with teachers is understanding that this is not considered separate from you guys. It's who I am, it's part of me. The power is in my hand. I don't want to go anywhere without this. It gives me power. It gives me social power. Who are you when your cell phone battery is low? Says, oh, I need to charge. Oh, I need to charge. So some comments. It makes me feel, okay, powerful is a bit of a strong word, but I can't think of anything else. It makes me feel like I can control the situation. Especially if I'm feeling really like stiff or ugly and don't feel like getting out of bed, it's so much greater to use your phone. So you don't even have to get out of bed and you can have a full-on party on your phone, right? You're able to control another person saying you're able to control who you're talking to and what you're saying to them. And I'm going to expand on that a little bit more shortly. Oh, and I think maybe expand on this point here because of this particular forum. So here, being on social media, it gives me the chance to get away with certain things because now I might say something, but then now it's up to you to interpret. So it's like an escape route for me to not be held accountable for what I'm saying. So I'm going to sound vague enough so that you guys don't really know what I'm saying. My cell phone is my comfort zone. Being socially active with my phone is much, much easier and is in my comfort zone. So it's much easier to relate to someone using this than offline or IRL in real life, for those of you who weren't familiar with the IRL term. I have my phone with me 24/7. We just communicate every day via social media. It's my comfort zone. So again, when I'm relaxing from other people, being on your phone has become a symbol that people won't come and bug you. So this is the other great advantage of the phone, is that I don't know you, I'm in a strange environment, I'm waiting for my mom or dad to fetch me, or I'm just hanging around at the mall and I don't have my friends here with me yet. Scroll, scroll, scroll. And people say to me, oh no, we don't even know what we're looking at. It's just showing you guys that I'm busy and I've got friends. Okay? Awkwardness and adolescence, just the combination does not go well together. Okay? Who wants to be awkward? Any of you guys want an awkward experience? No. So thank goodness for this device, because with this device, anything that kind of smells awkward in real life, I'm just on my phone. And I spoke to this rugby guy who was like this big, buff rugby guy. And he's like, if he's at a party and he gets a sense of awkward vibes, he slips into his phone. And just hearing that, it's like, this guy is this buff rugby guy, and yet, look how small this is. But for him, the experience is to slip into his phone, and it rescues him. And so what I say to them, guys, so if you're all at a party and no one knows anybody, and everyone's feeling awkward vibes, is everyone slipping into their phone? Yeah. All right. That's why I kind of like this cartoon, because these guys are looking very awkward without their phone. The other thing that I found quite interesting is that you don't blush or sweat or like awkwardly like flick your hair with this. So when it comes to flirting or dating or trying to be impressive, you can be like, yo. But you're like, yo, how you doing? Dot, dot, dot. You know, whereas in the flesh you're like, panic. The other person's going to see I'm panicking, you know? No. So everyone is like, yo, yeah. And so it goes on, because if everyone's so calm and cool and suave, then no one's going to be like, okay, right, I'm going to ask her on a date, or him on a date, without my phone. And they shared with me this example. They said, Jess, my older brother or sister used to describe how when a guy, you know, used to pick her up for a date, he actually had to ring the doorbell. With me, I get a text, I'm outside. They were like, how cool would it be if I knew the guy or girl's brave enough to ring the doorbell? How cool would that be? I'm outside. I mean, whereas no one wants to get outside and ring the doorbell when you have this device, okay? Online social validation. So what happens, and I'll try and break this down in simple terms. If you guys go out into the world and you get affirmations, someone goes, that was good, or that was nice, or you're like, okay, I feel better about going outside into the world tomorrow. And it's important that we get affirmation. If we don't get affirmation, why get out of bed? But ordinarily, affirmation used to be something that we were given in the flesh. Now, affirmation is all online. So how do you guys feel if you tweet something and no one retweets? How do you feel if you put something on Facebook and you get zip likes? No one likes it. How do you feel if you put something and you get 200 likes? How does that feel? Do the two experiences feel different? So again, you're getting affirmed online, and when I try and again emphasize to parents, it's exhausting, okay? Because people are saying, but Jess, I can't, when I wake up and I have wheat pigs for breakfast, I can't tweet about that. Who's going to retweet, yo, I had wheat pigs? No one. So right from when I wake up, I've got to think about what can I say. And they literally, I can see they're literally people who like roll around in sand pits and then take a selfie and go, yo, I had a cool day at the beach. They're not at the beach, they're in a sand pit. But it looks to your friends, it looks that you're having a cool time. And then the description is, this one guy said, Facebook is a very peacock system. So you've got to have your best peacock feathers out on Facebook. You can't go on Facebook and go, geez guys, life is horrible. Here's me with my horrible hair day. Here's me having a terrible time. No. Facebook is about putting up your best self. This is me, looking so casual and cool and chilled. No one knows that you maybe took 30, 40 minutes to get that perfect picture. No. And so research is actually showing is that people are actually feeling more and more unhappy when they're just trawling Facebook. Because, I hate to break it to you guys, but in order to feel happy in life, we actually need to consume people's ups and downs. So for you to feel happy, you need to understand that sometimes people have bad days. And not just bad days, but sometimes people really struggle. That's important. And if all you're doing is consuming Facebook, happy, 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 look how cool I am, it makes you feel kind of horrible about your life and yourself. But then you have to do it, because if you're not on Facebook contributing, your friends are like, something's weird going down with you. If you are consuming, if you're frequently using Facebook, okay, so a Facebook user would be anyone who's on Facebook and using it. You guys tend to perceive that other people around you have a happier life than what you have. So other people are going on better holidays, they're having better experiences at the mall, they've got much more friends, their friends go to the coolest party, they have richer parents because they're wearing such school stuff, they have access, their lives are amazing, and compared to their lives, your life kind of sucks. Does that make sense? Yeah. Any other questions, yeah?
And that's probably because they only post the happy things.
Yes, exactly. And there was an interesting, it's not interesting, it's rather tragic, but there was a situation where someone actually wrote on Facebook, I'm so upset, I want to kill myself. And one of the comments was like, yo, go and drink petrol and get on with it. And the thing is that because Facebook is just, good, fun stuff, someone thought that person was joking, being sarcastic. So they added to that another joke. And the reality is what happens, and I'm going to speak to you about this at the end, towards the end of my presentation, what happens, how do you know on Facebook if that person's joking or being sarcastic or being sincere? How do you know? And if all your friends are commenting on that post saying, oh, well, go and drink petrol, that person must be sarcastic. But you don't really know. The Goldilocks effect. Do you guys remember the story Goldilocks and the Three Bears? I think it was. It's been way back in my childhood. But what happens with Goldilocks? She gets to the point where she has to eat porridge and sits on a chair, and it's either too hot or too cold or just right. And Sherry Turkle, who's working at MIT, refers to the Goldilocks effect to describe what happens when we use these devices to communicate. Because essentially, you don't want to come across as too keen to your friends, and you don't want to come across as too dorky, nerdy, not cool, whatever. So you use this to just come across as just right. But that takes a lot of time, because what is just right? And what is really interesting to me is, when do we get to the point of going, well, this is who I am? You spoke about the freedom of expression. How do I express myself freely? How do I say, this is who I am, here I am. I'm not perfect. So I'm just asking you guys, I don't have the answers yet, and I don't want to pretend to have the answers. And so some theorists are saying, oh, Facebook is great. It allows you, Facebook, and I'm talking social media. I keep referring to Facebook, but I mean WhatsApp, social media, whatever's cool, whichever apps you guys are using right now for socializing. They allow you to create an optimal self. How cool is that? What is an optimal self? Or other theorists on the other side, and again, guys, I want you to think for yourselves what it is, because it's different for everyone, and I don't have the answers yet. Other theorists who are researching the space say, no, it's creating a shallow self. Because it's all about selfie and all about how you look, and you're spending all the time projecting stuff online, putting stuff online. You're not getting to the depth of who you are. What makes you struggle? What makes you unhappy? How do you talk about what makes you unhappy? What happens if someone makes you unhappy? Who do you talk to? Okay. Another one is the pre-corrected self. So, let me write a text message. Okay, sure. Hi. No. Delete, delete, delete. Hello. No. How's it? Oh. Hey. No. And so, unlike when imagine if I was, sorry, and I'm picking on you, but if I just started having a conversation and went, hey, no, delete, delete. Hi. No, sorry, delete, wrong. Hey, like you would go, what the hell is your problem? Okay? But on social media, this is actually what we're doing, aren't we? We're going, and then you text, and then you're like, okay, saved, right? And so pre-corrected self is that you guys are correcting yourself before you are being yourself in a way. What does it mean to rely on something that has a battery life more than what's inside of you? What is inside of us? How do we know what's inside of us? How do you guys know what's inside of you is inside of you? No one else can see it. You can't see it. What do you do with it? So, questions to think about, and I'm going to discuss it more later. So, the social media detox happened, as I told. So the guys I spoke to, the guys and girls I spoke to, gave up their phone in some way. Afterwards, they had this experience that, sure, I am separate from this. This is, I'm me, and this is my cell phone. So before the detox, my phone was just a part of me. Me and my phone, we could not get separated. But now, and during the detox, I had to leave my phone at home. It felt awkward at first, but then when the days actually just went along, it just felt a bit normal, because I could actually see things around me, what was going on around me. Someone actually referred to, oh my goodness, I saw the birds tweeting. Like not Twitter tweeting, I saw the birds tweeting. The least enjoyable experience during the detox was when I was trying to sleep. Usually, just before I go to sleep, I'm also on WhatsApp. It's like being tucked into bed. But that's extraordinary, and because, guys, older people, don't get this. They put their phone somewhere and then they go to sleep. Where's your phone? It's at your pillow. Right? Like, when do you turn your phone off? Never. Lol, this not feel the same way as laughing. Okay? Someone went to a braai without their phone because they were part of the detox and they had a chuckle, a belly laugh with their mates. And they were like, whoa, that is so cool. Because lol, lol, lol doesn't feel the same. And I'm going to speak again to this point a bit later on, but reading body language, that sense of when you meet someone and you kind of get a sense of what's going on versus lol sending this emoji feels very different. I think that when you're enjoying something, there's a sense of you, like from drinking Coke, you just enjoy it. Your heart is fulfilled and your thirst is quenched. So that's how someone felt when he was offline. During the detox, I was with my friends a lot more. So for me, not being able to use my phone was quite cool because I could actually have full-on social interaction. And someone actually said to me, I had no idea that my friend's mom had lost her job. Because on social media, we WhatsApp every day, all day. But it was only when I actually chatted to her face to face, because I was on the detox, that I realized that her mom had actually lost her job. Because that's not something you WhatsApp about or could put on Facebook. And that connection, that having that conversation, made that person feel much deeper to the other person. Have a deeper connection. And I know you guys, don't like graphs and tables, but I just want you guys to get a sense of this. So if you could summarize social interactions, so all of that is social interactions. That green sliver is words. So texting is only relying on that green sliver. All the rest of it is not part of texting. So when I'm texting, I'm so happy, you guys only have those words to rely on that I'm happy. Whereas if you were watching me in the flesh, oh, I'm so happy, you would be like, no, you're not. Right? Surely, hopefully. But there's research coming out of the US that young people have diminished capacity to read facial expressions because you just don't need to. It's crucial, I believe, for us, for humanity, to read facial expressions. So if you tell me you're happy, that I can go, body language says no, facial expression says no, something's going on, okay? Because sometimes what you really want is for your mom or dad or older brother or sister or cousin or grandmother to really go, how are you feeling? What is going on? Even if I'm telling you I'm feeling fine, you want someone to go, what is really going on? But on text message, we're perpetuating this idea that I can just go, yeah, I'm fine. And you go, oh, cool. Or you send a happy face emoji. Or whichever emoji you want. Boredom averse. Who here likes to be bored? Who thinks being bored is cool? No. Young people don't want to be bored. And again, similarly to being awkward, this device helps. You don't need to be bored. Why must I be bored fiddling, looking at the sky, scratching my head? No, you can be on your phone. You never can be bored with Facebook. However, guys, I want to let you on a secret. If you want to become entrepreneurs one day, if you want to be able to think out of the box, it helps to experience a bit of boredom. And I know that sounds, you're like, what am I saying? But sometimes when you're bored and you're like frustrated and you work through that frustration, it's like when a teacher gives you an essay or something, you're like, oh, you work through it, then you suddenly get a cool idea. And that way of thinking, that kind of going through that struggle, and I know it's like, what are you saying, Jess? But just think about it. Might be more helpful than what Facebook. How does Facebook help you problem solve? Because there's research going out there that says if you're still with yourself, it's helping you to push through some stuff. The other thing that young people realize is that Facebook's actually a bit of a safety net. Before the detox, I thought you could survive without having to approach people face to face because I had the cushion of social media. But then now, without social media, I actually realized that it's something that's actually vital. BBM or Facebook, it kind of creates like the safety net around me so that people do not bug me. And so during the detox, it kind of made me feel uncomfortable and nervous. And it's nerve-wracking. So similarly when before the detox, the power was in my hand, in my phone, there was some awakening potentially that after the detox or during the detox, that the power might be in me. However, someone also said to me the idea of giving up their phone during the detox was just awful. And so during the 3 days that they detoxed, they also watched all 10 seasons of Friends. So selfie confidence is very different from self-confidence. To look cool like this and to get the best selfie. And the best way I spell it out to young people is job interviews one day. Think about having a job interview. Think about having to go in and sit, maybe a panel of people, several people, and you have to sit and you have to say, this is who I am, in the flesh. What gives you the confidence? Where does that confidence to do that come from? Because you can't have your phone. You can't say, can I have my job interview through texting? And so what's important for me is to work to understand how can young people develop that confidence that will take them out into the world. Because when I was in Joburg, I worked with HR consultants and they said, we're having this tougher and tougher time because we've got kids with CVs that say, whoa, 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 we went, blah, blah, blah. They don't know how to do the job interview. They want to bring their mom to come with them to have the job interview. Okay? So for me, it's about where do you develop that confidence? And the thing is that you start developing that confidence where you go, this is what I think, is that if you go to a party and you go, I'm feeling awkward, maybe I'm just going to be awkward for 5 minutes and then cross over. Because in psychological terms, the more you resist being awkward, the more you say, I don't want to be awkward, no, the more scary awkward will feel. And then the less you'll want to be awkward. Whereas the only way you get through awkwardness is to kind of walk into it and kind of find a way to deal with it. But it doesn't look cool, because dealing with awkwardness is sweaty and it's... Anyway, I've spoken about that very much. And what I try and say to parents is that confiscating the cell phone is not the solution. How does it make you feel if someone confiscates your cell phone? Do you want to listen to that person? No. Okay? How does it feel if your parents say, oh, you're sitting on your phone too much, get off your phone? No, it doesn't make you want to go, okay, I'll get off my phone. No. You say, you have no idea what I'm going through. You don't understand. And who is going to wear one of these? No one. Dogs. So, what is the solution? This is what the media loves to do. They say, you guys are social media addicts. Newspapers, this is what terrifies parents. They're like, oh, my child's a social media internet addict. Whoa. Guys, My view is this is not helpful either. Okay? Not helpful. Sells newspapers, but it's not helpful. Okay? And the reality is that the cell phone as we know it, 10 years from now, it's going to be a completely different thing. Okay? Augmented reality, Pokemon Go, is it still cool? I don't know, but the reality is that it came, but what it is doing is it's blending both worlds, okay? The apps will come and go, but the reality is, they know this. People now will be going on dates wearing these headsets. They won't even look at each other, okay? This is where we're going. So to close, what I want to say to you is I've just presented the tip, or maybe a little chip, of the iceberg. What I'm trying to do with my PhD research is go a lot deeper to find out what is really happening. So I just hope that I've sort of kicked up some dust, so to speak, given you guys something to think about. I really don't want to come across as saying I have the answers, because I don't. And I also want you guys to keep in mind, and you raised it now with long distance relationships, the challenge with this is that it's not all bad. It's powerful, it's amazing, it can do so many amazing things, okay? But it can also make you feel bad about yourself. It can also make you feel isolated. So, yeah, let me leave you on that note.
Does anybody know what a YouTuber is? Does anybody want to answer it? How would you describe a YouTuber? Go for it.
Well, I don't really know what they are, but I think they are people who make videos on YouTube, and when they get more subscribers or more people watching the videos, for that ratio they get paid from YouTube.
Okay.
It gives publicity.
It's a very good description. Anybody else have a different description, or is it all pretty much the same? Nobody? Okay. So I'm going to give you guys an example of the video before I start talking. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a brief overview of myself and then have you guys ask the questions after. I don't want to just flood you with information you don't actually want to hear. So rather I'll tell you about YouTube and about myself and how I work on the internet, and then you guys can, if you have any questions from that, then we can speak about it. Is that okay? Cool. So, that's a wonderful little freeze frame there. So, this is a video I did for Vodacom. They asked me to make a video about how they have the best network range of all. Do any of you guys actually believe that? This is Vodacom.
They do this.
Do they? So they have good network range, like everywhere you go. Okay, so I didn't lie. Okay, good. So there was one time in junior school, my mom made me go to a dance wearing nothing but a white crisp suit that was 2 sizes too big for me. Made me think I looked spectacular. Got to the dance, found out I really actually don't. Cut her out of my life. Haven't seen her since. Those are the type of people you just don't need in your life. I'm joking though, you need your mom. I love my mom. Love you.
Oh shit.
Types of people you don't need in your life. First person, the guy who opens circles in clubs. What are you doing? Why did I come with you if you're gonna get to the club, dance a little bit, and then try to open a circle? Who are you opening it for? Yourself. If you're allowed in the club, that means that you are over 18. If you're over 18, you should know you do not open a dance circle in a club. At a high school disco, maybe. At your matric dance, maybe. Go all out, go open the circle. At a club, what are you never taking you out again? Ever. You don't need that kind of person in your life. You know what else you don't need in your life? One-uppers. I've spoken about these type of people in my vlogs before. They make me so upset. For example, you could go, bro, my cat died today. They'd be like, my cat died 2 weeks ago. Why are you trying to be better than me? My cat died. Feel sorry for me. Why are you trying? I don't even like cats. I don't know where that example came from. I'm a dog person. One-uppers. Don't need them in your life. Friends who let friends crump in public. What are you doing? You are a grown-up. Why are you, unless you're Chris Brown or Usher or some other dancer that's absolutely amazing, you should never crump. And if you are a friend who lets your friend crump in public, in front of us, what? For what reason? Stop it. You don't need those kind of people in your life. The crumpers actually, and the people who let you crump, all of them, just throw them away. Be lonely by yourself. People who text back with 1 or 2 words. Why do you have fingers? Why do you have fingers if you're gonna text back with 1 or 2 words? Why did you go to school to learn the English or Xhosa or Zulu language? Why? If you're gonna text me back with 1 or 2, I can't. Write me a paragraph or don't write anything at all. Bro, I met a girl at the club today. She was so beautiful. And, well, you know, I was just like wondering what should I do? You're used to this kind of stuff. So, okay, if you don't wanna chat, I'll just go speak to somebody else. Cool. Get out. Get out. Go. You do not need those type of people in your life. And lastly, those people you message, when your messages don't go through because they don't have freaking network, so they can't reply to your messages, they never answer your phone calls, they get to, they're here. The reason you have a phone is that I can call you or send you a message when I need you or when I'm bored, and if my messages are not going to go through, then what is the use? Don't need you in my life. Cut you out. Gone. Done. Those are the type of people you don't need in your life. That's it. I just want to say a huge shout out to Vodacom. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this video. You guys are the real MVPs. If you don't want to be cut out of someone's life, make sure your network works so their messages can come through. You see, this video is not buffering. You know why? Because you're probably with Vodacom. Don't play yourself. Just switch to Vodacom. Links in the description below. You know what you're supposed to do. Love you guys so much. Peace. So, without jumping the gun, that is a video that I would make that I would get paid for because it's sponsored by a company. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Let's take it right back. I was born in Mpumalanga in '94. I am 22 years old. Moved to Cape Town when I was very young, literally like, how old was I? Gwen knows more about me than I was like a month, like 3 weeks old. Got on the plane. My mom took me, put me on the plane, came to Cape Town. The doctors said that's okay. Apparently they put a 3-week-old baby in the air. Halfway to Cape Town, guess who stops breathing? Because obviously I haven't fully developed yet. And my mom starts freaking out on the plane. What must I do? Everybody's like, why'd you bring a baby on the plane? Make it out. Anyway, so got to Cape Town, there was a paramedic waiting. Took me to Kruger's Hospital, got me breathing again, that's why I'm alive. And then I went to, you guys know where Weinberg is? Weinberg. I went to Weinberg Junior. Went to Weinberg was high, stayed in the same school, had the same school song from grade 1 to matric. And instantly, what did I do? I did music. So I was a very cultural person. I was the head of music by the end of matric. What did I play? Wow. I played the drum kit. That was my main instrument. That's what I did as my subject, because I did music too. I was one of those kids who didn't choose any sciences. I did history, art, and music. No physics, no bio, because I wasn't about failing the trick. You must know yourself, guys. And yeah, that's what I did. I started music in grade 8, and then I taught myself piano, and by 2010, which is grade 10, I played for the Cape Philharmonic Youth Orchestra and the Cape Philharmonic Youth Grand Ensemble. By grade 11, no, matric, I'm lying. No, by grade 11, I played for the Cape Philharmonic Orchestra. If you guys don't know who they are like one of the best orchestras in South Africa, if not the best, but I'm a little bit biased. And then by matric, I was invited to play for the South African National Youth Orchestra, which was like, it blew my mind. Even though I was playing like timpani and nothing that exciting and amazing like saxophone, but I took it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to play with them because I couldn't afford to go, because they do it in like a different place every single year. Like the best musicians come to this one place and then we all play pieces together and it's all fun. Very geeky. And then so after school I wanted to study music. When I told my mom I want to study music, she's like, yo, you're gonna be a rapper? I don't want you to do that. And I was like, I play classical music, what are you talking about? I don't want to be a rapper. My mom thought I wanted to be Mandoza. I couldn't get her to understand that I played piano and I didn't rap, I didn't do quite do music. Anyway, so she was like, no, you're not doing that. You're studying psychology or you're studying to be a doctor. I was like, Mom, no subjects will allow me to do that. Did maths letters. Anybody who does maths letters, you're awesome too, don't worry. Exactly. And then, so I did maths letters and then I went, what did I do? Okay, I thought I was in trouble. I'm always in trouble. And then I applied at UCT and at Rhodes and at Wits and at UWC for music. Got in for music at UCT and fine arts, I didn't want to. And then my mom was like, no, I told you not applying for those things. And so instead I applied for psychology. Now because I did maths lit, you can't just jump into psychology because I don't understand maths, like at all. Funny enough for me to do maths to do psychology features. Didn't understand it. Which meant that I had to do a bridging year at UCT, which means that I have to do a year before I actually start my degree. Now, in my opinion, I feel like everybody should do that because university is difficult, guys. Like I don't mean to deter you, go to school, but like it's difficult. And so I did the bridging year, and the bridging year kind of teaches you how to write essays, how to deal with university, all the little nooks and crannies. You know how they say there's a gap between matric and university. It's like between grade 11 is like the most difficult year because they just pump you with work, and then matric is a little bit easier because it's like revision until the end of the year. When you get to university, it's like grade 8. Yeah, it's true. If you didn't know, now you know. grade 11 is for me the toughest year in high school. Anyway, so yeah, I did that. My first year was in 2013. I started doing I wasn't actually doing the courses to get the psychology degree that I wanted. I was doing statistics. And I did that for a year, and it was fun, it was okay. I wasn't really studying what I wanted to do because, like I said, I wanted to do music. Cool. So then the first year goes, and I don't know if you guys know, but fees at UCT are very expensive. That's why we have these strikes in the past 2 years. And by the end of that year, I owed about 80,000 rand first year from UCT. My parents could not pay that. I remember I got to UCT on the first day, and I'm like, in the second year. Passed all my courses, was wonderful. Get in there, second year. Want to get my student card, they're like, the parents didn't pay the fees, so you can't come back to school. Imagine they did that in high school. Just because your parents can't pay the fees, you can't come back to school. So they were like, no, unfortunately, you can't come back to school, you can't carry on with your degree until you pay 80,000 rand. And I was like, where am I supposed to get that money from? So then I took the semester off so my parents could find the money. Somehow my parents found 80,000 rand by second semester. I'm assuming they sold drugs or something. I don't know. But they did, somehow. I know a car was sold, I think. And then I forgot to mention I was in hostel throughout high school. I was in hostel the entire way through the first year. I was also at rent. Cool. So then second year I come back halfway through. If you have ever tried to change schools halfway through the year, that is difficult. And I went back to UCT halfway through the year, and I had to just hit the ground running. And I failed, like dismally, like the worst way you can fail possible, that was me. And then I found myself like in the computer labs, not going to classes. I spent a lot of time on YouTube. You know when you find the weird part of YouTube? Like you start YouTube and you're like, I want to watch a Beyonce music video. An hour later, you're watching a giraffe giving birth. Not sure how it got, but it happened. It's not just me, right? It happens. Okay. And yeah, that was me. And I was watching a lot of YouTube. And then I found Casper Lee. You guys know who Casper Lee is? For those who don't know, he is probably he's the biggest YouTuber to come out of South Africa. He's got 7.4 million subscribers, over 1 billion views on YouTube. He lives in the UK now. He's my age, he's also 22. I found him, and then I found his sister, Theodora. And then from her, I found, you guys know who Mark was Given is? Yes. He's a very good friend of mine. He's awesome. We actually made a video together. I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to show you that. And then I found him, and I was like, what's this weird thing that people are doing, making videos in their room? Why are they doing that? It's very awkward. Stop it. But it was kind of funny, and I enjoyed it. And for the first time in a long time, keep in mind I was like failing, so I wasn't happy at school. I laughed. I got kicked out of the computer lab because I was laughing so loud. I was like, this is so cool. 2 weeks later, Sibu decided to start his own channel. Worst idea. And then I put out my first video, which I'm not going to show you because it's far too embarrassing. I put out my first video on YouTube on the 18th of August 2014. I remember I asked my friend, I was like, Sibu, can you please use your camera? She was like, why? I want to start a YouTube channel. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. Remember those types of people you don't need in your life, they let you do stupid things, like start YouTube channels. And I started my channel, 18th of August. I remember I made a video, I introduced myself. You guys can watch me back home, we're definitely not doing that now. And I'm like, hi, I'm Sibu Mpanza, I'm studying this at UCT. And I remember I got to UCT the next day, and I plugged into the computer, and Wi-Fi's amazing at UCT. So they loaded in like 2 minutes, and I was excited. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a YouTuber now. Pressed upload, put it up, waited 10 minutes, nobody had watched the video. I don't understand why I'm not famous already. And I sat there and I'm like, okay, started running around the lab, everybody, listen. So I started a YouTube channel. Do you want to watch? And I'm like, okay, I don't know who you are, just watch the video. Watch the video. I ran to the next person, because it's like, I don't know, like 60 computers in the lab, I saw everybody. People are studying, people are trying to pass, and here's this random guy just tapping on people's shoulders, please watch my video. And then yeah, people started watching. I think the first video got 100 views in like 2 days, and that blew my mind. Because 100 people is a lot of people. And then I just carried on from that point on. That was 2014, and then 2015, I started photography. And I remember 2015 is when, you guys remember Rhodes was for, right? So that's when I started doing photography a lot. So I was doing like journalism, didn't know what I was doing, I was just pressing the shutter, sometimes getting it right. And a couple of weeks after Rhodes was full, I saw my first picture, and I was like, this is so cool. I can't even remember who wanted it. It was like a documentary, they're like, we want to buy your pictures. I'm like my pictures? They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, you sure you have the right person? And I got so excited, and I was like, yo, you can sell a picture for a lot of money, guys. I was like, yo, 100 rand, just give me the money and then take the thing. And that was like the first time I got to be creative in a long time, apart from YouTube, which felt absolutely amazing. Push on throughout the year 2015, end of 2015, I entered this competition called the Social Star Competition. I don't know if any of you guys remember that. Okay, nobody remembers that. Social Star Competition was run by Joanne Strauss. Are you guys young enough to know who Joanne Strauss is? Old enough, sorry. You do. She is a top billing presenter. She's the woman who speaks like this all the time. And she was Miss SA 2001. That competition was looking for the next social media star. And I was like, okay, I'm going to enter. The competition had been running for a month. I entered 10 days before the end. And basically you had to get like the most amount of views, the most amount of likes on a certain video. And you had to tell people, please share my video. So I entered 10 days before the end. There were about 900 people who had entered. And because I had started my YouTube channel already, people knew that I enjoyed social media. It was something that I liked playing around with. So I entered the competition 10 days before the end. And within, I think 3 days, I went from 900 to 30th. And I was like, whoa, can't believe people actually liking and sharing everything. And then from there, they announced so basically what happens is you go into the top 10, and then you go into the top 3, and the top 3 go to Mauritius. So I just wanted a free trip to Mauritius. And then, yeah, so then I got into the top 10. Somehow I got into the top 10. And then the top 10 had to, like whoever got the most tweets about them, whoever got the most Facebook likes, the most views on their video, got to go to the top 3 go to Mauritius with Joanne Strauss, Gareth Khan, and you guys know who Mini Jamini is? Yeah. Okay. So then somehow I got into the top 3 and we jetted off to Mauritius. It was myself, Mishka Patel, do you guys know who that is? She is on Parcella, for people who still watch TV. She was Miss SA Top 10 2 years ago. And then Brandon Berg, another YouTuber. Anybody? Okay, you know who Brandon Berg is. So we went to Mauritius and it was actually, wait, you can actually go on Brandon Berg's YouTube channel and see a little bit of Mauritius. So we went to Mauritius and then the whole point was that we were going to feed off these media powerhouses. Mini Jamini is huge. She's got 1.2 million Instagram followers. Joanne Strauss is obviously like a huge media house, and then Gareth Khan is the biggest Instagrammer in Africa. And then we went there for 3-4 days, we swam with dolphins, it was really awesome. I acted all bougie and rich, like it was fun. I ended up winning that competition. So then Joanne Strauss, Gareth Khan and Mini Jamini have them on WhatsApp, so I feel pretty good. And they sort of helped me, and they sort of nurtured and taught me the ins and outs of the media world. And then let's cross over to 2016. Now between when I started my channel and June last year, I think, when can you go on our about page, please? I think I say it there. So my first video went out on the 18th of August. I hit 10,000 views on the 23rd of May 2015, 500 subscribers, 50,000 views 26th of Feb 2016. So that's basically like, what, 2 months ago, last year. 1,000 subscribers on the 15th of May, 100,000 views on the 15th of October. So you see how it took me basically almost 2 years to reach 50,000 and way less than that to double that amount. So one thing I love about YouTube is that it accumulates much faster than almost anything else. And so then 2016 hit and I won the African Blogger Award I got the runner-up for the top YouTube channel in Africa. Moving on a little bit further, end of last year, do you guys remember the Break the Net competition? Anybody? Nobody. Do you remember the Salsa competition? Yes. So there was a competition where we had to make videos every single week and put out those videos, and whoever got the most views got to go through to the next round, and the next round, and the next round, until there was only 3 people left. So I got into that competition, I got into the top 30 and kept on going down until it was the top 3, and I got into the top 3. And then I came second in that competition. A guy called Graham Dinkelman won the competition. He made videos with animals, terrifying, really cool. And that was another sort of thing that propelled me and told me, you know, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I trained it for about 4 days at a time, between number 1 and number 5. I started a hashtag called Get Sibu to LA on Twitter, because the prize was you got to go to Los Angeles and you won 250,000 dollars. And I came second, so still work. Haven't gone to Los Angeles. And that was one of the sort of the reasons that propelled me to do this full time. So right now, I'm not at school anymore. I'm not at school anymore. I dropped out of varsity. I moved to Joburg. I started my company, which is a digital agency where basically I make YouTube videos as ads in a way. I remember the first time I got my first sort of sponsored job. It was from these guys called Racing Into Rush. They were They were a horse racing company. Just went to American for a second. They were a horse racing company and they were like, Sibu, we want to sponsor your videos. We will pay you like 10,000 rand. And I was like, what? Because I was a student, so I was dead. 10,000 rand. And I was like, this is so amazing. What do you need me to do? I was ready to carry boxes. I was ready to like clean horses. And they were like, no, you just have to like enjoy yourself, eat food, take pictures of yourself, and show that you're either enjoying yourself or not enjoying yourself. And I was like, are you sure? They're like, yeah. No, we just want you to Instagram, put things on Twitter, put things on Facebook, and we'll pay you for it. And I was like, you are joking. Are you being dead serious? Because I didn't want to, don't play with my feelings like that. That's all you need to do. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I went to the JMB Met and we had like a table, food all over the place, champagne, don't drink, and champagne. And it was such an amazing thing because I've been watching all these guys for so long from the UK and America who were successful YouTubers. And in my head as a South African, that was absolutely impossible. And then yeah, that was the first thing. And then the second thing that I got paid from was Vodacom, that video up there. They contacted me, they're like, Sibu, we love what you're doing, we love how you speak, we love how you make your YouTube videos. Can you please make a YouTube video for us? And all you have to do is tell people that it was sponsored by Vodacom and that we have dope range around South Africa. So I was like, okay. And this is, for me, my favorite part of my job, is when a company comes to me and they say, Sibu, this is what we want you to do, and then I have to find a way to make it like myself, and then still put it out there. So yeah, now it's 2017, I've moved to Joburg, and that's what I do for a living. I get to make YouTube videos, which is really cool. I made a video with Suzal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am blessed in studio with a wonderful guest. Her name is Suzal DIY. Hello, Suzal.
Hello, Sibu.
How are you doing?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm very good. You're much taller than I am.
I'm sitting up straight.
Oh.
This is good for the video because it makes us look confident. it's attractive
Okay.
to sit like this. So it's just.
I have terrible posture. Today I decided to test Suzal on her pop culture and her slang. Do you know what slang stands for?
Slang is obviously words that is like hip on the streets, for example.
Yeah.
And I'm very good at that
Oh, you're
because
hip on the
I'm very hip on the street. And now all the cool kids, cool cats in the streets are now hip hop. Can test me on anything you like with this
Anything.
kind of this. Yeah,
And you'll get
this
it.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know it stands for short language? Which is what I was asking.
Well, I've learned something new today.
Oh shit.
Okay, so I have 10 questions for Suzal.
Bring it.
10 slang words that I hope she'll get. I trust in her, even though she's incredibly Afrikaans. We'll see if this works out. Are you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
Okay, let's do it. First word. What does snatched mean?
Okay, easy. Snatched, kidnapped.
Your face right now is snatched. Anything that looks really good or on point. So your makeup,
Nice.
snatched.
You also look so snatched.
Thank you. Did you get an email?
It's fine. Ignore it.
Are you famous?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very popular.
Second one.
Go.
This is one that everybody uses. AF.
Oh, now this. Okay. Well, there's a swear word in
Is
this.
there?
If I put in a sentence, oh my gosh, that's irritating AF.
Oh, okay.
And the F stands for.
Your favorite word.
One of my favorite.
One of your
words. Because
favorite
sometimes no other word can express that emotion.
You feel it here.
It just comes out of me like
Exactly.
my creativity. So.
The next one. This is a word I use very often because I just like things.
Okay.
It is stan. So a stan. Let me say it like that. I am a Suzal stan.
Oh, okay, easy. So does a stan mean a fan?
The stan means a fan.
Oh, okay, interesting.
There's an Eminem song called Stan, right?
Is it?
And it's about an obsessed fan who dresses like
Is his
Eminem.
name Stan?
His name is Stan.
Okay.
So that's why people
I
say
like it.
I
It's a
stan.
pun on word.
Exactly.
Okay, nice.
Exactly. So
Oh
you
gosh,
have-
Sibu, I'm such a stan of you.
I'm all the way up.
Is it in a
Look at
sentence?
this.
Done.
Exactly. Savage. What does that
Oh,
mean?
savage. Easy. Brutal. That was so savage.
Was it?
It was like so hectic. I don't know. I can't put
You
in a
can't-
sentence, for
A
example.
sentence. When you made Tim Noakes eat a cook sister,
It was so
you were
savage.
You were savage.
Got you. Sounds a little bit mean.
Exactly.
Okay, don't be savage, guys.
You're being a savage.
Don't be so savage.
You were a savage. So now you know.
Okay, now we know. If you don't know, now we know. Sibu. The rap song.
So there's a song, I'm glad you said Sibu, because we know the lyric after don't know is a word we can't say out loud. Cause it's very
I
rude.
say Marion.
Do you?
For the word. I don't know what it is now.
Okay. Starts with the N and ends with a R.
Oh no! That's not very well.
That's not very well.
See, you're
Exactly.
the same
You're a savage.
Now, I don't want to be savage.
You don't want to be a
guys.
savage. This one is not necessarily, it was made slang because something happened and somebody made it. You're not allowed to look.
I'm not looking.
Somebody made it and they made it popular. The word is respect.
Wow, that guy's doing something really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, and very nice for other people.
Okay.
So I give him respect.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Basically.
So the phrase you would use
Okay.
is put some respect on my name, right?
Ooh.
So basically what happened was this man called Birdman, he is a
The
big
movie
hip-hop.
Birdman?
No,
Oh.
the hip hop one.
Okay.
His name is Birdman.
Google it.
He went on a radio show in America called The Breakfast Club.
Okay.
Something happened, an altercation, and he told the people that he wasn't happy and they need to put some respect on his name. Right? So it's basically if somebody's not respecting you,
You
just
say
tell
put
them.
some respect on me.
Exactly. Put some respect
Come
on
on,
my
guys, put some respect on my name.
name. Exactly, that's it. Put some. So you're gonna tell people that from now on. If you
Exactly.
see that they're not.
If they're being haters.
If they're being
in the
savages.
comments. If they're being
Exactly.
savages in
Then
the
you tell
comments. Guys, put some respect on my name.
Put some respect on my name. Put some respect on my name.
If I say Suzal took an owl, what does that mean?
An owl.
An owl.
Oh, an owl.
An
Not
owl.
like an owl.
No,
like a
not an
bird.
owl. You don't wanna. I think that's illegal.
No, you can have an owl.
I don't.
Harry
think,
Potter's got owls.
I don't. That's a movie, Suzal.
No, it's a book. Okay, so L, as in like L.
An owl, like you took an owl.
Loser, easy.
Uh-huh.
Loser.
So for example, if when you asked me for this collab and I said nah, you would have taken an owl.
Now, because you asked me for the collab, and I would have said, now, Sibu, I'm actually quite busy
It didn't happen like that.
with my fam.
You're back.
So
while you were being a savage.
You would have taken an L.
Exactly. Probably the most commonly used word on the internet in 2016.
Okay, hit me.
What is lit?
Oh, I know this.
Do you know this?
I know this.
Okay.
Lit means like legit.
Okay, okay.
You know what I mean?
Legit
So
is very
that's
2000.
how lit.
It's perfect.
Yes.
Got it right. That's like I think Suzanne got about 8 out of 10. That was pretty
Five.
good. I'm quite proud of you.
I'm very
What are the
cool.
kids?
I'm very cool. I'm very hip, very contemporary popular culture.
Oh, okay.
That's my vibe.
So what words did they use back in your day?
What do you mean back in my day? Sibu, not that old.
Not that old.
Well,
I can
my
see
slang
21.
words is there's it.
Okay,
That's
there's
my
it.
slang word.
How would I use this? Like
Because if you've done
there's it.
there's it. The interview's over, there's it. Done and dusted.
So it's not if you're looking like for my phone and then.
You can also use there's it, multi-cried.
Oh, okay.
So there's it. Where's the phone? There's it.
There's, okay, I see.
I just finished my email. There's it.
There's it.
It's nice, it feels
Oh,
nice.
it
So
feels-
that's my
it does.
slang word. Also, sometimes
Okay.
you say that.
Okay.
That's slang.
I don't think my mom's gonna like
Don't
that.
say that to your mom.
Okay, I'll keep that.
Do not
away.
do that to your mom.
Okay, so if I want to say it,
Have some respect
on her name.
on her name.
Exactly.
Subscribe to his channel, obviously, because
is
he's
me.
so what was it?
Which one?
The last one. What was it? Because he's so lit. Subscribe to his channel, people, and also subscribe to my channel.
Of course, subscribe to Suzanne. Please subscribe to Suzanne.
Love
She
you
has
guys.
An amazing channel full of DIY things that
They
look so difficult to
He's
make.
so olik.
Follow her on Facebook, follow her on Twitter. You'll find her. Subscribe to her on YouTube. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Thank you, Suzanne, for being
Love you guys. Love you, Sibu. Bye.
Oh shit.
Live my life with
all day, every single day. Like for me, it's not just something I enjoy doing, it's also my job. So getting my Twitter followers up, getting my Facebook followers up, getting all those likes, that's work for me. I try and get as many likes as possible. I try and keep up with the times. I'm not showing you guys the other videos because your parents will get upset with me, but I do current affairs videos. And I speak about race, and I speak about class, and I speak about gender. And that is more the crux of my YouTube channel. I'm showing you the more fun ones so we can keep it light. But that is generally the crux of my videos. I speak about current affairs, so I have to be with the times.